Good morning. This is a little video for the people that missed the little workshop on how to make a Dorset button, or for those that want a recap. The Dorset button industry dates back to the early 1600s, and it supported many small rural villages in towns in Dorset, with Shaftesbury at its heart, and there were more than 30 different Dorset buttons, originally made from a ring or a disc shape of sheep's horn, covered in linen and overworked with embroidery. But then a ring of wire was formed as the button base, with the cross wheel being the last and most popular technique. And that's the technique that I'm going to show you today, the cross wheel. Buttons for sale were mounted on different coloured card according to their quality, with superior quality on pink card, standard on blue and seconds on yellow. In 1851, at the Crystal Palace Great Exhibition, the introduction of a button machine saw the demise of the handmade Dorset button industry. But anyway, we're reviving it. So that's a keyring I've made. This is a brooch I've made. Now this was made from a kit from a lady called Tanya Ashton Jones, and she's TJ Frog on Instagram or Facebook and Twitter, and she's got a website, www.tjfrog.co.uk. She sells kits like this with very clear instructions, so if you want to move on to making things with beads, you can find a YouTube video, or you could buy a kit from Tanya. So first of all, you need a ring. The rings I've suggested for us starting are about 3 centimetres in diameter, but you can go much smaller, as in these earrings that Tanya made. I have got the gubbins, or I think I've got the gubbins, I don't know if it's the right ones, but I've got some earring findings, and I'm going to have a go. I'm making those, but those are the ones Tanya made. Alright, so first of all you get your ring, and you need a long length of yarn. Now I've read that it's suggested that you have about 4 arm lengths worth of yarn, 4 arm lengths worth of yarn. And then you thread a needle onto the end, and you do blanket stitch. Now this has foxed a few people, so I'll try and show. With blanket stitch you end up with a ridge, and I do it so the ridge is at the bottom, so that means I hang my yarn down below. You can do it so your yarn's up above, and then you'd move the ridge round at the end. So with the yarn hanging down below, at the back, holding it at the back, you take it up the back over the front, and then you've got a loop there. You're going to pass the yarn through that loop and then pull it tight and push it right up against the others. So here we go again. You've got the yarn, I've got it hanging down the back, I'm taking it up the back, over the front and through this loop. And pulling it tight. I'll do it again. I know you can pause this so you can watch to your heart's delight, but so down the back, up the back, over the front and through this loop, and pull it tight. Holding it down the back, up the back, over the front and through the loop, pulling it tight, pushing it up. So you carry on doing that blanket stitch all the way round until you have covered your ring completely. So you've covered your ring completely, and you still should have some yarn dangling. Take your yarn that's dangling up to, so it's dangling from 12 o'clock. Go down, well, that's come undone. Hang on a minute while I tie it back on. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, so it's dangling down the back. You've covered your whole ring, pushed in tightly so there aren't any gaps, you can't see your ring. I won't show you other bits of this ring because you can see. But anyway, down to 6 o'clock. Then you're going to go back up and you're going to go to 11 o'clock, down to 5 o'clock, over to 10 o'clock, down to 4 o'clock, across to 9 o'clock, over to 3 o'clock, over to 8 o'clock, across to 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And it looks a right old mess.